Llega al club con el combo, rápido la vi lejos. Se pintaba los labios y la copa como espejo. Se acercó poco a poco y yo queriendo que me baile. Luego me dijo, vamos que te enseño buenos aires. Y nos fuimos en una, empezamos a la 1. Y con la nota rápido nos dieron las 3. Perreamos toda la noche y nos dormimos a las 10. Ando rezando la Dios para repetirlo otra vez. Y nos fuimos en una, empezamos a la 1. Y con la nota rápido nos dieron las 3. Perreamos toda la noche y nos dormimos a las 10. Ando rezando la Dios para repetirlo otra vez. Dime, beba, fecha y ahorita paso a buscar. Yo le llego donde los demás, tú sabes que no le llegan. Pido botellas de champán de la copa al brindar, pero solo escucho como late. Mi corazón cuando ve ese cuerpo al caparate. El traje combina con la Mercedes Granate. No hay otro por más que ellos traten. Quédate, que la noche sin ti duele. Tengo en la mente la pose y todo lo gemido. Que ya no quiero nada que no sea contigo. Quédate, que la noche sin ti duele. Tengo en la mente la pose y todo lo que hicimos. Que ya no quiero nada que no sea contigo. Dale guacha, suelta. Vente pa' Canarias sin el equipaje, sin viaje de vuelta. Por la isla te va a dar una vuelta. Bebé, solo avisa. El sábado te teo, el domingo misa. Estoy a ver si me garantiza que te me pegas como quien graba con B-Side. Salir a las amigas del país.
Price does look bullish when we look at the structure. See these mark these highs here. So there was, you know, we have that shift out. So market created a high here. From the looks of it, like 33.10 has been holding. It could potentially try to break out of 33.15 and try to go towards 33.20. If you look at price right now, you can see it's trading between 33.10, 33.15, kind of consolidating, but we're moving more bullish behind us. We took out this high, and we took out this high here. So the market has some demand. It could try to stay above this high, which is 33.10. That lines up with our whole number. Consolidate. And only other setup, like 33.10 could potentially hold, go back to 33.15 or break 33.15, head towards 33.20. Or like I said when I was on a bit earlier, not too long ago before the stream cut out, 33.05, same thing. But for now, it looks like price is just kind of consolidating here between 33.15 and 33.10, which we have some structure breaks to the left. So if there's going to be a bullish move, you probably get one more up back to 33.15. Bullish move back to 33.15 possibly. Or closer to 33.20. If it holds here. 33.05. Could be something to keep an eye out for if 33.10 doesn't hold. But it looks like 32.10's holding. Like I've been watching it for the last little bit. Well, we were too. We saw it react here. And then it came up. And then it came back. So it's holding this for now. It looks like it's keeping itself up. Overall, price is still above 3,300. That's the key level. That's the very psychological level that price is, you know, overall still above that I talked about last night. It's still is testing that $3,300 level. We're still staying above. I think as long as we stay above 3,300, like we're more bullish. So the price is above 3,300 or 3,310, 3,305. Right, that maybe keep us more bullish. It looks like this is heading back to 33.15. If it breaks 33.15, it could make its way to 33.20 from the looks of it. When you look at the 5 minute, you can it even looks like, I'm not trying to force the trend line, but I can see like a break there. I'm not trying to force it, but I could see some easy like trend line liquidity that just broke too. I don't know if you guys can kind of sort of see what I'm talking about. Double top. I don't know, you know, I mean, the momentum looks sort of bullish at the moment when we look at structure shifts. When we look at market structure shifts right now, shifts in price, market structure shifts, and we look at market structure in general with that. Like, we look to the left, and I'm on a 5 minute, right? And I can see a lot of this stuff on the 5 minute. So see the way price is coming down. And then you had this low formed, which created a higher low here. But that low went into this high. And from there, we're sort of more trending bullish. We can see it's keeping up more demand. Now, when we look at those highs too, if we look at even if we go to a 1 minute in here, we'll probably see some stuff as well. This high, we can see with one clean move, pretty much the market took those out with pretty much like one pretty clean move up to create this high. So it's trying to pull back from the looks of it to go higher, or a deeper pullback to go higher. That's what I see. Maybe it comes back. Like, I would like it to come down to 33.05 personally. It's good to watch for the whole numbers when you're looking for entries. So even in the most recent case, like 33.10 would have been, if I was looking for buys in the most recent trading scenario, like the last 30 minutes or so, hour, 33.10, as close to that would have been the best. All right, so nothing random kind of in the middle. Like if I want buys, it's best to wait for 33.10, or like I'm saying, 33.05. Because even if it just does a slight reaction, scalps, like it doesn't go for the big swing from there, it's still likely to react at that price and give me a better entry. So still keep an eye out on your whole numbers. Price does look bullish overall. Like it wants to keep the buyers in control. So I think looking for pullbacks, again, that's why we use the whole numbers. They're more reliable. If we have a bias, if we're bullish, it's like, okay, we know price looks like it wants to go up. Let's wait for some of these numbers. Let's wait for price to come to. See if there's a reaction. You don't always have to, you don't have to chase price, even if you know it could go up from here. You can always just wait for it to come to some levels. Like I said before, let it come down to 33.05. We're probably going to wrap it up now. I was going to wrap it up before, but then the stream dropped. And like Bitcoin, I was saying before, like it might, like, you'll see a lot of people talking about Bitcoin more and more and more and more these days, educating people on it, especially. A lot of the things we've been saying, like people like me have been saying since 2018, 2019, 2020. People are just discovering with Bitcoin, like the things that we've been saying for a while now, right? The things that we've been talking about for years, the way we viewed it. Like I said, the songs stayed the same with Bitcoin, with crypto for us. So it doesn't take like a genius. Like look at me. I didn't even graduate high school. I didn't even get past high school. I didn't go to college, university. I don't have any degrees. I don't have a diploma, right? Don't have any of that type of stuff. Only job I had was working in a restaurant, an Italian restaurant. That's the only like other jobs I've had. 6 years working in an Italian restaurant. So look at me, for instance. Can you record this part? I'm gonna get some clips. It's charged now. I'm about to wrap it up right now in a couple minutes here. Oh, the Krispy Kreme. Krispy Kreme camera. Krispy Clean. Yeah, like look at me, like I was saying, a lot of people might seem like geniuses right now, but I don't think over the last couple of years, if you've put time into studying it, the more you study it and the more you understand what Bitcoin is, why Bitcoin is, like not what it is. It's not just a cryptocurrency. Like go ask the person that makes your coffee every day, or your Uber driver, or cuts your hair, or pumps your gas, or your gas station clerk, or your grocery clerk, or even maybe your banks. Your banks soon enough, those people might tell you it's okay to buy now. They might say that. Maybe in a couple of years the banks will tell you it's okay to buy, and then in 8 years the banks will be telling you should buy. Maybe in a couple of years the banks will be like, yeah, it's okay to buy. Some of them, your bank managers, maybe those types of people may be like, no, I would keep it safe. It's still a risky asset versus traditional finance. Those vehicles. Maybe in 4 years your banks will tell you it's okay to buy, and then in 8 years, 10 years they'll tell you should be buying. That it's the best thing to buy for the next 10 years. So. But go ask your everyday average person about it. Bitcoin. Oh yeah, it's just a cryptocurrency. Oh, I heard of that thing. My brother did it, or my cousin, or I know someone who got into that and they bought it really high and then it messed them up. Like, what's the price at? You tell them the price and they're like, no way. Are you serious? I thought that thing died. Right? Like, go talk to people, ask people questions. Right? I live in a hotel, so I have that type of convenience to talk to people every day or every other day if I want to. So it doesn't really take a genius, and I've been saying this for a while. If you really study the white paper, you just study it. I'm not a genius. Maybe I am. Low key. But no, it doesn't take a super brainiac to figure it out. You could be a degenerate like me and still figure it out. Before people start to catch on years from now. Because think about it, an average person, most people still don't know the basics of even just setting up a wallet address, sending, receiving, having your own Bitcoin wallet address, your own Ethereum address, how to swap, convert, send, receive crypto. So at the basis of what crypto is and how much shit and utility there is, Like there's so much stuff that's so far ahead of its time versus like the basics that people don't even still know so much. Like if you talk to average people, it's more just, oh yeah, it's a cryptocurrency. Yeah, it's a cryptocurrency. Like what is a cryptocurrency, right? It's number one, and it'll stay number one for a reason. The more you study it, the more you'll figure that out, right? A lot of you guys in my inner circle have even messaged me, like, and I was on a couple calls with some of you guys telling me literally how I shifted your mindset on what Bitcoin is. I have some students in inner circle who literally messaged me and said, like, before I started going on your calls, I didn't know what Bitcoin was. Like I thought I did. Like there was like 3 or 4 of you that literally in the last 2 weeks told me that. One the other day I was on a Zoom call with, a few of you texted me that, saying, literally, I think one of them's in the chat right now. I think it was Matt. One of them I was on a Zoom call with, and then maybe I saw another name in the chat. Let's see. But there was a handful, like 3 or 4 inner circle students that were literally like, bro, I thought I knew what Bitcoin was until you explained what it is to me. And the funny thing is about that, there's still more to learn about it. Like, you learn more about it with time in it, time spent in it. I've literally had inner circle students tell me, like, my mindset has shifted because my psychology on it, my mindset on it, on what it is. Because I'm not sitting here listening to my neighbor, my friend, the guy I work with, or the guy who doesn't even have one Bitcoin, or the guy on social media. I'm following the billionaires, right? I'm following the money, right? When you break it down, get to this point, it wasn't actually that difficult when you really break it down. The hardest part is the cost of holding time, right? The cost of going through the pullbacks and the dips and the corrections, right? That's the real cost at owning Bitcoin and treating it the way I do and the way I have, is time. Michael Saylor even says, if you have time, this is for you. Bitcoin's for you if you have time. Not as many people have time, because what is time? Time is money, right? The more time you have, or maybe the more money you have, the more time you have, right? The better time you'll have acquiring, right? This, when you break it down, it's simple. It's like the Michael says, since 2020, for those wondering, since 2020, 2021, yeah, like ever since like Tesla, when Tesla bought Bitcoin, there's the MicroStrat, 2020, 2021, MicroStrategy, Tesla, some companies, public companies started to acquire Bitcoin. Tesla was a big one in like 2020, 2021 that acquired Bitcoin. I think starting around like $31,000 in the 30s. I think that I remember, and that was huge. Tesla has reported, right, that they haven't sold any of their Bitcoin. HODL. Tesla's holding Bitcoin. Big U.S. company, right? Like one of the top 20 in the U.S. in stocks, companies, assets. That's like top 20 for sure. Tesla. That's a big public company that acquired Bitcoin, never sold it. They've even reported on their quarterly earnings reports that they didn't, even the most recent one. So like even since then, you gotta think I've had time since Tesla and companies like that, since that bull run, when companies like that were coming out public. That's when I started studying really hard and taking the aggressive approach, because I first bought Bitcoin in 2016. Okay, I got into crypto in 2016. Okay, started buying Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, Litecoin, and then Chainlink came later on, and some other coins, Polkadot, like other coins would come later on. But in 2020, 2021 is when I started the aggressive approach, which is the Michael Saylor strategy, right? And that's when I really started studying, was in 2020, 2021. When I really started studying. So in 2016, if I knew what I knew, if I was approaching like in 20, if I approached it how I did in after 2021, like so 2021, after here started approaching it all differently, right? Still had a lot of time, but even now, so like once you understand the game, like the game will teach you the game. Once you understand the game, you might approach it differently with some different type of conviction along the way. Once you understand not what it is, but even why it is, why Bitcoin is. All right. That's what you got to get into. You got to understand what it is and why it is. Why something like this might exist. I've been doing the Michael Saylor approach, Michael Saylor strategy and approach since 2020, 2021. If you don't know who Michael Saylor is, if you want to learn what and why Bitcoin is, I like to say why Bitcoin is, not what it is. Because like I said, if you go talk to the person who makes your coffee every day, the person who drives your Ubers every day, maybe the person who hands you your groceries every day, or your best friend, or the people you work with, or your family members. I mean, just your everyday average people, right? Who maybe don't have even an understanding of traditional finance, not just crypto itself. I mean, there's just regular people every day who don't know what an ETF is, who don't know what an index fund is, who don't know traditional savings, traditional finance, traditional investing. They don't know what stocks are. They don't know what assets are. They don't know what commodities are. They don't know what ETFs are that are tied to certain things like gold ETFs, right? Or index funds like the US 30, the NASDAQ, or tech index funds, right? That it's not even talking about crypto. It's just talking about finance in general, that there's average people that don't even know what stocks are, right? So when we get into this conversation of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, what Bitcoin is, there's a reason why it's number one and going to stay number one. Remember, it's a global asset. It's not just like these companies in the US or like the US 30, right? We have the US 30, which is something more traditional, right? The Dow Jones, which has been around for quite some time and has always gone up. Look at how big that is, what that index is comprised of, and how big all those things together are in that one index. The price is $42,000, right? Think about Bitcoin. Bitcoin, the price that it is, but Bitcoin is a global asset. It's not just a U.S. asset, and you hear a lot of rumors about U.S. Reserve and how USA wants to take the forefront of crypto and be the crypto capital of the world, right? And they want to get ahead of this Bitcoin thing, maybe before other nations and countries and companies and people do, right? Because it's a global thing. No one really has that control of how much they want to buy. If China or if El Salvador, let's use as an example, wants to buy as much Bitcoin as they can or they want, they can do that, right? As it comes out and as it's mined. But right now, what we're seeing with Bitcoin is something interesting, right? It's being mined. I would say right now we're seeing something interesting with Bitcoin. It's being bought in faster than it's being mined, than the mining can be produced. And over time, that's going to have an interesting effect to the market one day or another over time. It doesn't, again, like I said, take it from me, someone who didn't even finish high school, didn't go to college, didn't graduate, don't have a diploma, right? Let's just say a degenerate, right? I went to school to party. That's why I went to school. I was one of those people who went to school to smoke weed, right? That was what I did. I went to school to hang out with my girlfriend, hang out with my friends, and you know, have some fun. Let's just say, you know, maybe some of you guys can relate. Maybe you were that person who went to school to just show up and do other things. I won't say everything, but yeah, that was my high school. I hope my mom's not watching this. Yikes! Let's cut that out for mom. But take it from me, it doesn't take like a high IQ, like a high IQ individual. Like you see these billionaires, these people on YouTube, all these crypto people now that are saying you got to buy Bitcoin, talking about it like so sophisticated, right? Doesn't really take a genius to figure out the tune of the song and the rhythm that it's been going in. I know that because I've spent 11 years almost in it. So I've been able to go through that flow and hear that song play out over time. And it's done what it's done, and it's doing what it's done, right? What we've seen over the last couple of years, and I've said that before on streams, as long it's doing what it's done, and it's doing what it's done. We've seen like what it's done in the past. As long as it does what it's done, it's going to do what it's done, and we've been always seeing that, right? These days, the microwave world exists. We live in like the TikTok generation where the world is spinning fast, so everything is so euphoric, more and more and more. You get way more headlines nowadays and just so much euphoric tension nowadays, especially in the markets, especially with the headlines. Everything comes quicker to us a lot nowadays. So the bearish can be very painful. Like we've always talked about, like bearish can last quite a bit of time. Bitcoin went down for 111 days here, and it lost 31%, aka $33,000. This thing dropped from the top. If we even go all the way to the tippy top here, we lost 31%. This thing dropped like $34,000. It spent 111 days to do that. And then in the last 42 days, we've completely recovered that. 111 days down. 42 days to completely recover that. So when the bull comes in, and you got to remember what I said about the stock market. Remember on my streams, guys, on the stock market, remember what I said. The stock market from January 20th, when Trump got inaugurated, lost $11.5 trillion. Half of that was recovered in days. And we've seen 3 trillion added to the stock market. 3 trillion out, 3 trillion added. Boom, 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 boom. Like whip spas. Remember back in here when we would see trillions added to the stocks. Trillions added, trillions added, trillions added, trillions out, trillions added, trillions added. But the fact, remember the mere fact that I said, and you can go back on the streams, I talked about this a lot in Inner Circle, how the stock market lost 11 trillion over this amount of time, right? We lost 11 trillion. It was like 11.5 trillion was wiped from the stock market. But that was 50% of that was recovered so quickly, right? Look at Bitcoin, for instance, right? Gold's dropping. We'll look at it, right? Like I said, 3305. Bitcoin went down. It lost that, and it took time, bled out. It would recover, flush out, recover, flush out, recover, flush out, recover, flush out, right? There would be drops, recoveries, drops, recoveries, drops, recoveries, bigger drops, recoveries, bigger drops, recoveries, bigger drops, recoveries, drops, recoveries, drops. And then 42 days, it's back. You spend you had 111 days to buy this thing. Conviction. I know how and when to convict myself. I've told you guys that, especially those of you guys in my inner circle. There's certain times of the year where I get a feeling for things. I've told you guys in my inner circle, there's only a few times a year where I feel like this. Maybe 3 or 5 times a year. You guys in my inner circle have heard me say that. That things come in cycles, right? You're not gonna survive in these markets looking for a 10x every day. You're not gonna survive in these markets watching the people. Like, if you follow the people that come with the hype, that'll tell you buy this coin. Like, you'll see it on Instagram all the time, especially when Bitcoin was going up, like, and Ethereum was going up. That's when people would be like, buy this coin, it's the next 10x. Buy this coin, it's the next 10x. Most people will tell you to buy a coin that, is down and its all-time high is here and it's 20x away from its all-time high. Most charts look like that. Most charts look like this, where they've gone up, they hit $50, and now they're at $3. It's the next 10x. It's the next 10x, 20x your money, right? But versus Bitcoin, everything goes up, right? I mean, stays down versus Bitcoin. If you're always going to the market every day looking for the next 10x, looking for the next 10x, looking for the next 10x, you'll burn yourself out. It's not going to be there. Those come in cycles. 10x's come in cycles. You're better off just sticking to Bitcoin, 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 and one or two other coins, building that up until right moments, because those types of plays come in cycles a couple times a year, right? Where you're going to find that right time of the market to invest, where things are down, right? Where it's like, okay, things are down. Dog with hat. I bought that at 28 cents, mother suckers. Let's go. Like, when things are down and there's blood in the streets, dog with hat. I'm making a dog with hat chain this year. That's gonna be my next chain is gonna be. I got this chain. I bought this chain because of Bitcoin. Thank you. Next chain's dog with hat chain. Literally. I don't buy shit unless it has value. So this is gold. This weighs a lot of gold. I don't buy shit like this. I've had all this shit. I've had all of it, lost it, had it all, sold it. I've had all this stuff. So I only buy stuff if it holds value. Otherwise, I don't care. Like, if I can have a fucking banging trading month, maybe then I can buy something. But otherwise, don't care to buy shit. The only thing I care about buying is Bitcoin. That's the only thing I've cared about buying in the last couple of years is Bitcoin. That chain came from the profits on Dog with Hat. So that chain was more because Dog with Hat too, that trade. On Bybit. Someone asked me, how do I have Bybit? I live Connections. I'm a very resourceful person. And I know how to find stuff. I'm very resourceful. One thing, it's called a VPN, but maybe we'll talk about that on Inner Circle. Maybe I'll talk about that on a Saturday or Sunday. Look at dog with fucking hat. I bought that, bruh, holding a bag of dog with hat right now. If it goes to $3, if it goes to $3-4, I'll make enough just on this coin to sell this coin and put it in USDT to be good. This coin, my kids will ask me how I made money, and I'll literally tell them dog with hat. My kids one day, when I'm like 40, they'll ask me, how did you do it? And I'll say dog with hat. If this thing goes back to $3-4, and I think it will this year, because it's already been there twice. See, a problem a lot of you guys do is you look at coins that have never been back to their all-time high. And you're following people who will tell you, buy this coin because it has like this all-time high. Like, let's see this, for instance. Like, here's a great example. This right here. This has been to 150. So these are the coins that, like, if you spend time buying these coins, you'll just spend time holding a bag that eventually, when there's a bad day, is like worth nothing. Or like versus Bitcoin versus what we like to say, out with the old, in with the new. This coin's been to $150. There's so many I could find 50, not more. You could find hundreds of charts like this, right? You could go in the top 100 or the top 120 and find a bunch of charts like this, right? Dog with fucking hat. Let's fucking go. Let's go. This is beautiful. What a time to be alive. Fucking this meme coin. I'm telling you. Oh, I love it. Yeah. Dog with hat. Let's go. I told you guys in Inner Circle about it. Like, fam. Anyone in Inner Circle, like, I brought that up in March, but I was, like, when I started buying it. On leverage and on spot. Oh, that was Sui. Where's Whiff? Right over here. Alright, that was when it was at 50 cents. Then it went to 28 cents. And I said, guys, this is like, it's time. This is in Inner Circle. Some of you guys aren't in my Inner Circle. We're on YouTube right now. But those of you guys in Inner Circle, you got this info a couple months ago. Showing it now. Now we're at $1.16. So hopefully you guys took advantage of it. Because I posted this in March, but I was talking about it all in February, leading up to it. Like, I knew I was going to do this. Like, something I was planning. That me and my best friend were planning. You're going to see us up. You're going to see City Boys up this year. You'll see us see us up. Dog with hat. Thank you. I mean, at the time we were analyzing it, I was saying, like, if it gets the market cap of Shiba, like, here's why I like dog with hat. If you memes, let's go to memes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So top 10 meme coin overall. In terms of the dogs, look at everything's price here. Look at every coin's price here. Obviously, Trump coin has the biggest price, official Trump, right? But look at Dogecoin, 23 cents. Dogecoin's been around for how long? Those of you guys in my Inner Circle got this analysis a long time. Everything I'm saying right now, I said when Dog with Hat was at 28 cents. When Dog with Hat was at 28 cents, 30 cents, Doge was at like 16 cents. We did a session. It was around Easter. And I talked about this. And I said, Dog with Hat's at like 30, 40 cents while Doge is at 16. Like, now look at, Whiff's at $1.17, Doge is still at 23 cents. These things, there's no intrinsic value in those. And there's no intrinsic value necessarily in meme coins, but the beautiful part about Whiff is there's more intrinsic value in it than every other meme coin here, I would say. Especially if you're going to go into the dog category. Yes, this is how the new age of investing sounds. This is the new age of finding plays sounds. This is the new age of investing. This is what it sounds like. We're talking about dog memes. We're comparing dog categories, but we're looking in the meme ecosystem. It's number 7. It's a beautiful thing. It's at $1.17. Wait till alt season, meme season. If it goes to Pepe, if it comes up here, we go to Bonk, we take out Pepe. Like, we go to Bonk, we're closer to $2 if we go to Bonk. But bro, if we come to like Pepe's market cap, Shiba's market cap, this thing is at, from where I bought it, like a 15x. Where is Shiba right now and Pepe? Yeah, like from where I bought it, I'll get like a 15x still. This is the thesis I did a couple months ago. So for those of you guys that are in my Inner Circle, I talked about this in March. From this price, you're not going to get a 15x because you're at $1.17. But the price we were analyzing it, and the play we were analyzing for could have gave us. I'm still holding. I'm holding Dog with Hat until I know this. Like, I've been in an alt season a few times, so I know there's still holding time. The thing about this coin is it's been to $5 pretty much twice now, $4 or $5 range. So it's shown stability to go there. Versus a lot of these other charts that you can go to and be like, yo, like you can go to so many charts in the top 100, right? Meme coins, altcoins, and you can find a lot of charts that look like this, right? That had an insane run. And yeah, they're low. Will they go back? The likelihood of all of them going back to their all-time high is so much smaller than what it used to be because there's so many more coins now. The money is spread out widely. So the value, you got to find the value. You got to find the value, right? Like I said, 35.05. That reacted fast. Pip and dip, maybe, if you wanted to. Came back. Yeah, there was a quick reaction. Like I said all morning, 33.05. You could still watch it. Maybe there's a bigger move setting up. There's a wick rejection there on the 15 minutes, so we finally got that pullback to 33.05. Literally instant reaction, $4. 33.05 got tapped, guys. Keep an eye on it. We're gonna wrap it up. This is what we were waiting for. There we go. We got the, like I said, pullback. Wait for the pullback. Like, you don't have to chase price. Even if you know it's gonna go up, you're bullish. Like, finally got that pullback to 33.05. Instant reaction. I said it all morning. I did say, like, keep an eye on price. What time is it? And London session's over. We got a quick reaction there. Boom. Instantly, $4. And it came right back. That's gold for you. If you get reactions in minutes like that go $4 or $5, it's good to take them and try to re-enter. See if it gives you a pullback. Like, gold will always do that. It'll react $4 or $5. If you get a quick reaction like that literally in minutes, you're up like a $4 or $5 movement, it's good to appreciate the movement, not look at the profit. Don't look at the profit. At times you've got to be like, okay, market just made a $4 or $5 movement. Let me get out. Maybe see if there's a re-entry. Keep an eye on the 15-minute and the 30-minute for bullish confirmation candles. There's a 15-minute wick rejection. We're in the area. I would watch the 15-minute for like bullish confirmation. See if the 15-minute closes bullish and then look for a trade. Yeah, let this 15-minute close and finish and see if the next 15-minute closes bullish, if you get what I like to call a confirmation candle, because you have a rejection candle here with the wick, but this is still bearish at the moment. So I would watch to see if this candle closes bullish or the next one, and then possibly look for that trade. There's some tools for the inner circle coming out. There's a couple tools that I have. One's a scanner tool. It helps you see entries. It's hard to, I gotta show you guys. It's still being like, it's gonna be finished in like 2 weeks, but there's gonna be a key levels tool and like a scanner that helps train you, helps you study, helps you see entries in the market. It's a good tool to back test with, forward test with, and be locked in on the chart. I'll show you guys it soon. I posted in the chart, but soon. NBA players coming to the, no, that was about training like an athlete. The setup might be here though, guys, that we've been waiting for like all morning. Finally, it pulled back to 33.05. So keep an eye on 33.05, 3300 area. Look for rejection candles on the 15-minute. Confirmation candles, we like to call them. And right now, like this candle, it's green. It still has 11 minutes left. So I would want to see it close bullish or the next one. I talk like I've been at university. That's funny. I'll explain the story tonight about the NBA thing. Remind me tonight. We got to wrap it up. Remind me tonight on tonight's session. I'll explain it tonight. Yeah, we're going to go over more. We're going to be talking. We got to talk crypto tonight too. Ondo, I'm going to put the Ondo in there. I don't know if you guys, I did talk about Ondo the other night. It's probably pushing up since I talked about it. I think it was at like 90 cents. Now, yeah, Ondo's pushing up $1 now. About Ondo pump coming. Ondo pump. You guys should know why. If you're in my inner circle, I put the news out. in the crypto news section. And we talked about it on like 4 calls in a row. Ondo pump maybe, yo. Remember that. Don't forget Ondo. I even told you yesterday, Ondo. Remember? 2 days ago too. Fuck. Fuck. He's like, fuck. I literally told this guy at 90 cents when he got here. Ondo. Now it's at $1. He's like, fuck. Yesterday's price isn't today's price, but we'll be on tonight, guys. Peace out. We gotta wrap it up. Peace, peace, peace.